This is the Rangers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Texas Rangers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, the Rangers did something tonight we don't see them do very often. They rallied not once, but twice. Unfortunately, though, it was not enough and too little, too late as they fall again in Tampa by the final of 5-4. Kumar Rocker returned, but instead of a ray of hope, it was a ray of nope. And the Rangers ended up losing by the final of 5-4 in a game that wasn't really as close as it looked, although I guess you could say the latter part of the game, the Rangers did get a little bit closer, but they had opportunities when the game was still on the line, and when they really needed the big hit, they once again were not able to do it. And that number of when the Rangers fall behind by 2 runs or more, I don't think they've come back to win a game, unless I'm wrong. But I thought that's the stat that we had over the weekend. Bottom line, though, the Rangers lose the game and they lose the series. Again, 5-4, the final tonight, and here we go. Welcome into the Rangers POSTCAST, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. My name is Jeff Biggs, longtime host and reporter. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Rangers, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Rangers podcast feed. That's where you'll find the great work of Bryce Patrick every day. Bryce had a really nice show today talking about what's going on. Did a really nice deep dive into some of the statistics, and I'll let you watch the episode for yourself. But basically, according to the stat gurus, the baseball is dragging this season. The baseball is not jumping, not moving, not traveling. In fact, there's a big gap, big difference in some of the numbers with how the baseball is carrying. And look, I'm not gonna go off on a deep end conspiracy theory, all right? But I mean, we've joked at different times over the years about juiced baseballs, and I remember, in the mid '90s, USA Today, I think it was, like they cut open a ball and they did all these different things, and all I'm saying is from some of the thing, and I hate to say this, it pains me to the core, but with some of the deceit and lies and corruption that we've seen over the last few years, all over the place, nothing would surprise me. So I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not an issue, but if the launch angle and the exit velocity and all of those numbers are still the same, but the results aren't the same, then you have to wonder what's going on. Now, again, that's I'm not trying to use that as some kind of an excuse for why the Rangers continue to struggle offensively. I'm just kind of throwing that out there. And one other house cleaning item really quickly. This is kind of behind the scenes, but when Bryce when Bryce does his daily show every day, he's allotted to do about 30, 35 minutes or so. Well, with these post casts, right? They really want us to have a maximum of about 20 minutes. And today, last night, I went about 26. I feel like the last week I've been averaging about 25, and I got an ass chewing from the boss. So forgive me in advance. I'm going to try to get to as many of your comments as I can, but the chewing that I got was right up there with the one time that Lou Piniella went off on me. One time when Lou was he was still with the Reds at that point. I asked him a very fair question, but it was after a loss, and he just, he went off. I was this close to him, and screaming at me at the top of his lungs, like like a psycho. And it was so bad that over the course of the 3-game series, he apologized at least 2 or 3 more times over that series. So all good, no hard feelings. He was just frustrated, but ended up winning the world. He did winning the World Series that year. So life was not too bad at that point. All right, here we go. Let's get into it and then get to your comments.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Okay, well, Kumar Rocker was back, and good to see him back on the mound, making a start for the Rangers for the first time since April. Kumar Rocker looked a little rocky in the first inning, gave up that home run to Brandon Lau, but I thought he bounced back really nicely in the bottom of the second, and he struck out the side. He looked really good, good stuff. Good command, everything, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, even though it's 1-0, he'll get going, and the Rangers will have a chance to get to Boz, not Brian Bosworth, but Boz, the pitcher, and unfortunately, that was not how the game played out. The bottom of the third, that's when the game completely turned around. When the Rays scored 4 runs to blow it open to make it 5-0. The bottom fell out in the bottom of the third. 4 more runs for Rocker. And the big play, instead of Magnum PI, it was Mangum PO'd as he hit that little chopper to first base. If you see the highlight, Rocker was late getting to first base, didn't get the out, a run scored, and because Rocker was frustrated, had his back turned to home plate, another run scored, and that blew it open. That made it 5-0 at that point. And as nice as it was to see the Rangers rally for 4 runs of their own, they needed 6 tonight. They didn't get it, and they lose by the final 5-4. And I was pleasantly surprised when they scored the 3 runs. Great to see Jonah Heim squeak one over that left field fence or whatever that is in left field where the mystery home run went last night. Wyatt Lanford, one of his RBI doubles. He hit another one in the 9th, but again, too little, too late, not enough. And hey, they lost the game and they lost another series. And the tough thing is just they just continue to struggle, and they do not look. The pitching has been great. Other than Rocker tonight, the bullpen was great, but it's like whack-a-mole. When they need the offense to come through, They're just not doing it. And then you look at after that, I mean, the Rangers had a runner on in the 6th. They had a runner on in the 7th. In the 8th, Josh Young led off with a walk. Evan Carter flew out to right, and then Marcus and Adolis both struck out swinging. I mean, brutal. I mean, he just brutal. No other way to say it. And then in the 9th, Josh Smith got on the air. Wyatt knocked him home, and then that was it. Corey Seager not able to get the big hit. So again, the good news is nobody's running away with the division. I believe the Rangers can play better, but I mean, at some point, they got to do it. They've got to turn it around. And so I'm gonna stay away from the just the sweeping analysis. Until when they play better, they'll win. It's really that simple. They're not playing that way now. If they want to make a playoff run, if they want to contend, if they want to do anything, they're going to have to play better. They're going to have to score more runs. They can't be a bottom tier offensive team, and they're not going to get to where they want to go if they don't win games and win series. So that's that. All right, when we come back, I want to hear from you via the comment crew. Also, really quickly, I want to address something that happened last night. We'll get into that as well. And we have an update on reliever Chris Martin, who was eligible to return from the IL today. We'll do that when we come back. All right, well, if you ever wonder, right, what's going on with your finances, and if you ever check your bank account and wonder where did all your money go between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's very easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, your investments, and spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. And the cool thing is, instead of juggling multiple apps, you can now use Monarch to check your finances, track your spending, and even plan long-term goals. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Okay, welcome back to the Rangers postcast. The Rangers fall again in Tampa by the final 5-4. Really quickly, Chris Martin was eligible to be activated off the IL today. Bruce Bochy said that because his command was not where they wanted it, Bruce described it as a holding pattern with Chris Martin. So they're going to kind of take it one day at a time, and then whenever he's ready, they'll activate him. But apparently not. He's just not quite ready yet. So no rush. They need him for the long haul. So if he needs a day or two or three, so be it. And then really quickly, somebody made a comment after the game that criticizing me for the comments that I made about Tyler Mahle. And if you remember at the beginning of the open of the show, I made the comment that, I'd like to see Tyler Mahle maybe fight through a little bit more and not be in a position where he comes out of the game like that with the bases loaded. Now, I never once implied that Tyler Mahle was the reason why they lost that game. I mean, that inning was bad, but again, the Rangers offense was just, again, a no-show. But you have to understand, I I'm coming from a place of, if you want to call it tough love, I'm coming from a place of somebody that likes Tyler Mahle, that thinks he's having a great season, and I have all the respect in the world for what he's been able to do to come back and to get back to the form and the level that he's at. All I'm saying is I want to see him get to another level. I want to see him get to a championship level. And he pitched great for 5 innings, but then, in that sixth, to walk a couple of guys and leave the bases loaded, all I was saying is I'd like to see him get even better than that. That's all. Not blaming him, not being critical. I mean, 5 innings, he was great. I mean, he has been great every start. But I'm looking at it, from a big picture point of view of wanting to see all of these guys, take their game to another level, to a championship level, because that's what the goal is. I mean, that's what, this is not about player development or getting better. This is about getting to the World Series and winning it. I mean, that's what the goal is. So that's all. And I'm just trying to push them in a good way, to try to get that mindset of, hey, never know what, no guarantee that the Rangers are ever going to have the starting pitching that they're having right now. And so, I want to see them take advantage of this season and, get it going. All right, let's go to the comment crew. Texas Hobby Ben leading us off. Thank you for that. Tough L, at least I was glad to see the offense put up a fight. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that will be a spark, and the most important thing now is got to win tomorrow with Jack on the mound and avoid the sweep. Jason says, hey, Jeff could only catch the highlights to this game, so I didn't get the full context of it. What was the reason we lost this game? Because it was obviously close. Well, I think, unfortunately, in years past, if the Rangers fell behind 4-0, 5-0, it was really no big deal. But with this team falling behind in that 5-0 hole in the bottom of the third, even though they rallied, it just that meltdown, especially by Rocker, just too much to overcome. Unfortunately, good to see them. They came closer than I thought, though, for sure. Hey, James Eustace at the game again. Came down to the Little League play in the 3rd inning. I'll be back tomorrow. Hope the Rangers show up too. Well said. Paul Wilson, we would have won except for 2 mental errors early in the game. Isaac Harlan says at least they made it interesting after falling behind 5-0. I turned it off for a little while, decided to turn it back on, and I happened to do so when they scored a 3rd run, to which surprised me. I think we were all, honestly, pleasantly surprised, but just would have liked to have seen more, for sure. Robert Bennett says 2 sloppy games in a row. I'm sorry. I went down way, a lot of comments there. Rangers fan 101 says, this game really had me on the edge of my couch. Poor Rocker kept getting himself in bad situations. I don't want to be rough on Seager or Adolis, but I think some time in AAA would help them. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't think they're going to do that with Corey, because he's just too good and he needs to be at this level. And I don't, Adolis, I think Adolis is either gonna get it going here on this road trip, or he could be in trouble, because they benched him for a week. They worked with him. Good to see him come back last night with a hit, but they started him tonight, and it looked like some of the same old issues of especially not being able to hit the high fastball, which is not easy. Not easy for me to say, right? Isaac says, would have been cool if they completed the comeback in the ninth. At least this game was different as they were competitive. Yep, a competitive L. Nice change for once. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Just the problem is they've had too many. That's all. Paul Wilson, missed opportunity for the offense to pick Rocker up. Yep, absolutely. Paul says, sorry about the butt chewing. You're a victim of your success with growing an active comic crew. That part I do. I mean, you guys are the ones that are making the show, and honestly, that's what I love about doing this. It's not about the numbers or the stats or the wins and losses. I mean, yeah, that's a part of it, but honestly, just the connection that we have, that's what makes it good and special for me. Ragamuffinable says Rangers are okay. Going to turn, just watch. Okay, yeah, I like that attitude. Texas Hobbyman says, wow, that's strange for Locked On. I would think they'd be happy to have actor viewer engagement and having a good watch time instead of being concerned of a time limit for the show. Well, you're right, Texas Hobby Ben. It's not about that per se. It's about it's hard to explain, but there's something about, and see, I'm over already, about having shorter episodes are more attractive and I don't know. There's a reason for it, and apparently with post game shows that are not the regular deep dives, apparently shorter is better. So that's on me too. But you know what? It's not them. I have to do a better job of condensing my words and being a little more efficient for sure. Alf says another heartbreaker. Appreciate you. Thank you, Alf. Peagle up. Still hoping we can get polar bear or skeins. That would be good too. Petition to have Harper come to Texas. Let's see. Alf, did I ever meet Odeby McDowell? I did not. No, I did not. Did not get to meet him. Alf, thank you for the kind words there and the other compliment as well. I appreciate you saying that. Ragamuffinable says, just be patient, have faith. This is a very good ball team. I'm thinking about Odeby McDowell though, Alf. I'll try to think if there was a story with him. I don't have one off the top of my head, but no, I did not get to meet him. Little bit. I started going out to games in the late 80s, and so I didn't get to interview him, but much respect. He was great. All right, last one. James Show says, was at the game. Kumar a good fit for the bullpen when Bradford and Gray come back. He looked impressive, striking out the side in the second. Yeah. I mean, clearly, to me, when I see Rocker, he's just got to work it out. He has the stuff. He's smart. He has the talent, but the whole mental side of pitching, especially starting pitching, and they talked about this a lot during Mike, I thought did a great job during the broadcast tonight, but it's a whole other animal. And, unfortunately, just like for hitters too, as great as Rocker was at Vanderbilt, to the big leagues. Even though it may not be, even though it may be a little bit of a watered down big leagues, it's still the big leagues, and these guys are good. They're up here for a reason, and you really have to, you have to be on your game. You have to be always thinking. You have to be one step ahead. If they're not chasing, you have to pitch to contact, and you have to know where that is, and where guys are going to hit, and where each guy, where their contact spot is to try to get. I mean, it's not just. I mean, look at a great example of pitching. Look at Hobie Milner. I mean, and he has his own submarine stuff, if you will, but I mean, more than anything, he's moving all over the place, up and down, different speeds. So there's an art to it, and there's a competitive attack to it, and he'll get it. Look, when you first get up, I mean, it's overwhelming, and you're, for most guys, there are some freaks, right, like Skeens, but I mean, most guys kind of get knocked down a little bit early on, and it takes time to get back up and establish yourself. But I think he'll do it. But in the meantime, James, to answer your question, would it would hurt to have his arm in the bullpen. The only problem is I think from an organizational standpoint, I don't think, at least now, maybe later in the season, they would think of that, but I think now they would want to keep him at Round Rock or Frisco to let him get in the routine of every 5 days and throwing a lot of innings. So that's why, unless they had a real dire need and felt like we have to have Rocker, in the bullpen, but I don't think they're there yet. Now, again, they could use him maybe later in the year, depending on where things are at. But I think he needs work as a starting pitcher. And I think the question now is will now the easy, like for us in the media and the media and the fans and us, the easy thing would be, oh man, he needs work, send him down, and that's a wrap. But if you're Bruce Bochy and the Rangers, right, this is your time to kind of, and I love managers do this a lot, especially the good ones. This is when you come in when everybody is criticizing Rocker, right? You come in, you put your arm around him and say, hey, look, we believe in you. We're not going to send you down. You're going to start on Monday or whenever. And so you have to kind of maneuver it that way. Now, they may give him one more start and then send him down. They may send him down anyway. They may keep him in the rotation no matter what. But clearly, either way, whether they send him down, whether he stays up, he just has to work through it. There's no shortcut. You've just got to work through it. And unfortunately, even though you can work through it at the minor leagues, it's just not the same as facing big league hitters in big league ballparks. That's it, period. All right. So I said I needed to be done by 20 and I'm approaching 30. So I'll let you know how the call goes tomorrow night. Hope you can be with me then, though. Thank you. Again, thank you for all the kind words. Alf, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very much. Texas Hobby Ben, the whole crew, Isaac, Paul, all of you guys, James. Thank you. Isaac, thank you guys. I hope you can get in tomorrow. Hopefully the Rangers will wrap it up and get a win before they head to D.C. The final tonight, though, they come up short. They fall to the Rays in Tampa, 5-4. This has been the Rangers Postcast.